Chuck Loaf here, 1200 Films Podcast, all horror, all the time, one episode away from the big year in review special. Ranking the good, the bad, and the mediocre. Episode 96, Jesus. I'm taking my time putting out the year in review. Usually put it right at New Year's, but I'm taking my time so I could look at other people's year-in review list and maybe get a few last-minute ideas of movies I've missed. And one of these movies I watched today, we're on someone else's list, and I'm glad I looked at it because I've never heard of it before. But let's get going. Bottom, dumpster fire garbage, can't quite recommend. Okay if desperate, put it on the watch list. Put it on top of the watch list. We got 9 movies. 9. Let's go. All from this year, technically. First one. The Pale Blue Eye. 6.6 on IMDb. This is now the third movie in the last 5 years centered around Edgar Allan Poe. And this is strike 3. Strike 3, you're out. Stop doing movies about this person. None of them are good. They did that one with John Cusack about 5 years ago. Then last year they did that one where Edgar Allan Poe was like when he was young and in the army and he went to this weird town. And now they did this one. And none of them are any good. It's not dumpster fire, but it's definitely, I can't quite recommend this or any of the other Edgar Allan Poe films. I just have Christian Bale, so if you get a boner for him, go for it. Next, The Conference. This is a Polish film sold to Netflix, and then they added English voices to it. It's got a 5.7. You know what? That's not bad. It's not bad at all. This group that works, I think they work for a grocery store or bigger ups in the grocery store, and they go to this little conference nearby where they're building their next grocery store, or it's like a Walmart maybe, I don't remember. Anyway, and then they all starting getting picked off one by one. And you're wondering, is this random or is there a point behind it? And good luck guessing who's going to survive this, because you'll be wrong. I was so far off. It's like, oh yeah, this person, I've got to survive. Maybe not. But yeah, the 5.3 you got, well, the 5.7 I got, it seems it's about right actually. It's a little above average, but it's still an okay if desperate time killer. But yeah, next, The Offering, 5.3. This was on a few people's list of top films of the year, and I tried 3 times. 3 times I fell asleep. As you figured out already this episode, so 3 times, that's what I'm done. And I had to give up on it. It's just too slow. Sorry. Boring, dumpster fire garbage. Sorry, it's just bad. Next, The Last Exit. Up until this movie was released on streaming, the title was called Little Bone Lodge. Little Bone Lodge is a much better horror title than The Last Exit. The Last Exit could be any film. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre could have been called The Last Exit. A billion films could have been called The Last Exit. Why did they change it? I don't know. It's dumb. And even when you go into IMDb and you type in The Last Exit, it takes you to Little Bone Lodge. But when I watched it, it was called The Last Exit. 6.1 on IMDb. Poor title aside, it's actually a pretty good film. This woman has an invalid husband and a young child, and then these two bank robbers just show up out of nowhere. One of them is very badly injured, and she has to make the decision: do you help them or do you push them away? And then kind of the onion unravels and turns into a fun little film. Can't really say much more without giving it away, but it's well constructed. It's got a plot. Hey, definitely put this on your watch list. This might even make the top 10. I don't know. I haven't constructed my top 10 for the year yet, but it's a contender. Next, Viking Wolf 5.2 is a Netflix movie. It's another foreign film where they dubbed the voices. This movie was excellent until they showed the creature. The CG was so bad. It was a gut punch. It just took you right out. Looks like a cartoon. It's like Wile E. Coyote. And that kind of killed it. Other than that, it was fine. So, okay, if desperate, just be prepared for some 2002 CGI. Next, Vesper. VSPER. Vesper 6.0. Stumbled upon this on Shudder. It just looked cool. The little cover with the little girl and this giant freaky looking tree thing. It was like a mushroom looking. I don't know. It's on my title thing, my title little thumbnail thing if you want to look at it. It just looked cool. It's definitely a horror sci-fi, and it kind of played out like a video game. Like when you're a first person and you're just kind of strolling around looking for clues but trying to avoid this and trying to avoid that, and it's dark and gloomy and creepy. That's what this movie was. And there's nothing wrong with that. I have a guilty pleasure for watching people play horror movie games. I don't play them, but I do like to watch people play them, especially if they're a little excitable, because that makes me laugh and it entertains me. And some of these horror games are legit scary. And this was like a legit good horror video game, but it's a movie. So I definitely say put it on the watch list. Check it out. Next, Saw X 6.6. It's a little reluctant to watch another Saw, as Saw 4 through 9 kind of blend together. But this one was different. They painted Jigsaw as the good guy. How? Well, I'll tell you without giving anything away. He gets screwed over on it because he's dying of cancer, as we remember in the last few Saw films that he was alive in. So he decides to go to Mexico for this miracle cure, and he realized he gets scammed. So guess who's going to pay the price? So all the people that were involved, yes, gets a little retribution. And that you kind of have to cheer for, even though it's extreme vigilante justice. That's what happened. Very interesting. Very interesting. Definitely put it on the watch list. Probably the best Saw film since Part 2. Yeah. Next, Talk to Me 7.1. I was glad to finally see this. Everyone has this in their top 5. I don't know anyone that doesn't. A lot of people have it as their 1, 2, or 3. But it's hard to deny this film. It's that good. It's low budget, but it's still extremely well crafted, and it is bizarre and creepy in a good way. The ending I wasn't 100% sold on, but it's not a perfect film. It's an 8 out of 10. But that being said, it's still worth putting on your watch list. it'll easily be in my top 10 of the year. And now time for the feature review of Dark Harvest.
Old Sawtooth Jack is gonna rise from the cornfields. It's gotta be stopped. Kill or be killed. You've all heard the stories. We failed at our duties, and that black dust destroyed our crops, our lives. It must die, so we can live. Your sacred duty is to take down Sawtooth Jack before that church bell rings at midnight. You really think that's real?
I saw it. It's real.
You saw it? Did you kill it?
Dark Harvest got a 5.5 on IMDb. This was a very late find that I found on some other YouTuber's top 10 list. I thought Dark Harvest, I've never even heard of that. It was released on streaming in October, so I used one of my free trials through Roku to get my MGM Plus free trial or whatever it was. I think it was that, or I don't remember. But so I used my free trial just so I could watch this film, and it blew me away. Excellent. The first 5 minutes threw me off. I was like, because they killed the creature in the first 5 minutes. Like, did I skip ahead accidentally? Did it start me at the end? No, that's just how the movie starts. And you think, how can that work? And it works. It's set in the 50s. And all this little town in the middle of nowhere. And the boys, yes, it's just the boys. The girls are not allowed. But the boys all have to, the teenage boys of a certain age, each Halloween have to kill this pumpkin head creature that rises out of the harvest. And if they kill it, they get a chunk of money and they get to leave town. And they get a new car too. They get to leave town. And that's the only way you get to leave town, is if you kill this crazy, insane pumpkin head thing. So we kind of pick off from the current year, then it jumps to the next year. Fascinating film. Fascinating. It was... And what I like about this is there's more to it than meets the eyes. There's more, there's layers. There's reasons this is happening. And like, oh, cool. Did not see that. This will definitely be in the top 10 of the year. Probably top 5, even, I don't know. Well, yeah, definitely top 5. Like I said, I still got to put together my list. But that's it. The next show will be the year in review special, the 5 worst, 5 honorable mentions, and then the 10 best. And then we'll start on 2024. Fun. So until then, see ya.